Hey everyone, John Henry here, slingshotfutures.com, and welcome to the Market Mindset, where we take a look at the psychology behind the moves today so we can better understand tomorrow. This time around, we're taking a look at natural gas. Very just crazy movement today on natural gas. It almost looks like it was another inventory day. Yesterday was the inventory day, and you can see today moved just about as much. Now, yesterday we had that big gap up. They tried getting it back to fill the gap. Couldn't quite do it, made it all the way back up to a new high. So what does that really form? Well, probably a range, and if we start failing lower, we're going to go to the other edge, and then we start moving back up. So what are we looking for? Well, we're looking for the market to attempt the highs, and that would be the range high, so we're looking to sell in this location. So when we push back up to the highs, we get a big gap up to start the morning off, and very strong bullishness, but we're still inside yesterday's range, so it might just be a fake out before a breakout. Right? They can't even trigger in the buyers, immediately turn right back around in the second candle, and that shows a pretty big thing, right? Not only did we have strong buying pressure on the first candle of the day, they couldn't even continue, but the sellers immediately took it right back in an area of interest to sell in the first place. So a very nice reason to become a seller at the highs, looking for continuation to the downside, assuming that we're just still in the range that was formed yesterday. Now, when we get continuation of that, we see the sellers continuing to stack on. Very strong bear candle closing way underneath the first few candles of the day, arguably even closing back inside of some of the prior day's levels as well. So big bearishness, which is a very good sign that the sellers are going to try to continue to keep pushing. So that is another reason, if you didn't want to take that one, that is a good reason to jump on in and try to catch the move a little bit further. We get a small little stall in the move, but still bearish. There's a decent amount of wick on the top, on the bottom. On a faster time frame, that would be seen as a little bit of a pullback, but not really a whole lot going on aside from the bears just maintaining their strength. Then we follow that one up with another strong bear candle. So we're getting this back to back to back to back massive selling pressure, and now we're starting to near the gap. We're getting a lot of reason to believe the sellers are going to at least push for one more attempt to fill the gap and go towards the bottom of the range from yesterday, right? This lower edge. So another nice reason to become a seller, to drive the market down. We get a big exhaustive blast through the gap and into the end of day yesterday little range that formed inside there, and we just kind of got stuck. Huge move down, bad follow through, more bad follow through. The sellers try to come in, and now the sellers can't even trigger in. You can see the shift in sentiment. Something has happened where the sellers have now lost grip. Now, that could be a channel low, that could be, because of the gap fill, but either way, the sellers they're not showing up yet, so we got to give them a little bit of time. We start working our way higher, nice little bull channel on this move, and that shows us that, until this bull channel kind of gets out of the way, we're going to have to wait, right? There's no reason to become a seller until the buy side is kind of complete. We get the buyers coming back up in, and they start failing outside through the bottom edge. Now, that was the first breakout attempt. A lot of times you don't want to take that first breakout attempt because, as we know, breakouts usually fail. But the follow-through, doji, strong bull, couldn't trigger them in, immediately fails back down. That is your clue to jump in for a final move to attempt to come back down to the lows, but it just couldn't get it done. So overall, very interesting day on a natural gas and very reminiscent of what happened yesterday. Not as volatile because of the inventories, but big gap up. Big drive lower. We haven't had the big move up yet. Maybe that is what's in store if they can't get this move to finish off down to the lows. But either way, very good day, and can't really complain about that one. So that's going to do it for this one. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send me an email, jbrink@slingshotfutures.com. As always, hopefully you found this one entertaining, maybe a little bit interesting, and maybe you learned something as well. And we'll see you next time.